In this video, we'll refresh our memories on the properties of logarithmic functions. Remember that the expression log base a of x equaling y is equivalent to the exponential a to the y equals x. You may remember that there are only a few rules for logarithms. The first is the product rule, which says if you have the log of a product, a multiplication, log base a of m times n becomes log base a of m plus log base a of n. The power rule that says if you have log base a of m to a power, that allows you to bring that power down in front, and you'll have p times log base a of m. The quotient rule says if you have the log of a quotient, you have the difference of the logs, the log base a of m minus the log base a of n. We have a couple of other, these are the general ones that we use to expand, but we have a couple of other formulas. The change of base formula, which says you can change the base of any logarithm to any other base by taking log base a of the argument and dividing it by log base a of the base, where a is your new base. We also know that log base a of a is 1, log base a of 1 is 0, log base a of a to the x is x, and a raised to the log base a of x is also x. You can verify each of these with the property that the log base a of x equaling y is equivalent to a to the y equals x. So let's do some examples using all of these properties. The first one is to evaluate the following using the change of base formula and to write it as a common log, which is a log base 10, and also a natural log, which is a log base e. So we can write this as log. We don't write the base because it's common, base 10, log of 8 divided by the log of 4. So we've just changed that base to base 10. Alternately, I could have said the natural log of 8, that's log base e, divided by the natural log of 4. I remember this one by simply saying if the 4 is below the 8, as it is in this expression, it will be the one on the bottom. The next thing we want to be able to do is take a logarithmic expression and expand it. We do this often in calculus. So here we're going to use that power rule, log base 4 of the quantity x plus 1 squared, and that will make us bring this 2 down, log base 4 of x plus 1. Notice I can't make that log base 4 of x and log base 4 of 1. We don't have a property for the log of a sum, only log of a product or log of a quotient. You should also just remember that log, the whole idea of a logarithm is an exponent, is just a function like f of x or g of x. We just have a specific name for it. So for example, if you had f of x was 3x plus 4, and you wanted to do f of x plus h, that doesn't mean f of x plus f of h. We would actually just plug the x plus h in here. So if it were log of x plus h, we would leave it just as the log of x plus h because this log here is like the function name f. All right, for this next example, we have several things going on. We have product. We have log base a of 4 times x times y squared. And I want to use the product rule first because I noticed that the 2 is only on the y. So I'm going to rewrite this as log base a of 4 plus log base a of x plus 2 log base a of y. That comes from that power rule, allowing me to bring that in front of its respective log. Here we have several examples that have more properties that we need to use here. So when I do the log of a quotient like this, I'm going to start by taking the log of the numerator, which is xyz cubed, minus the log of the denominator, which I'm going to write with a 1/4 exponent, because I know that if it has an exponent, I can move that exponent down. So now I'm going to use this first piece, and I'm going to break it up into log base 4 of x plus log base 4 of y plus 3 log base 4 of z. The 3 came down because it was an exponent, minus 1/4 log base 4 of w. Missed a 4 here. We're going to do that again. So on this one, we have log base b of 3x squared minus log base b of w5 y to the 4th. Now I'm going to break these up as products, keeping in mind that I'm subtracting this whole thing. I'm going to have log base b of 3 plus 2 log base b of x minus, I'm going to leave those parentheses, 5 log base b of w plus 4 log base b of y. I'm going to go one more step here. I'm just going to distribute this because I want to call your attention to something that's going to help us when we have to do this in reverse. When I distribute this negative, I get minus 5 log base b of w minus 4 log base b of y. And what you should notice is that anything that was in the denominator has a minus sign here. So when we're going to put these back together, we're going to remember that if there's a minus sign in front of a logarithm, that means that part of it must have come from the denominator. All right, this is more typical of what you would see in calculus. First of all, because it's a natural log, and second, because the expression is a little bit more complicated. So again, I'm going to start with the natural log of the top. X plus 2 cubed times x minus 4 to the 5th minus the natural log of x squared times x minus 2. So these also have this multiplication in here. So now I'm going to make this the natural log. Oh, actually 3 times the natural log of x plus 2 plus 5 times the natural log of x minus 4 minus 2 times the natural log of x plus the natural log of x minus 2. Notice I kept that in parentheses, and then the last step would be to distribute. There are a few common errors that people make, just to call your attention. When you have a product, the log of a product, like we have right here, we know that breaks up as log base a of m plus log base a of m. Similarly, we cannot, I talked about this before, distribute a logarithm. Log base a all by itself doesn't mean anything. It's like a function name, but you have to have some variable or some argument for it to make sense. Similarly, the log of a quotient we know to be the difference of the logs, not the quotient of the logs. And when you raise the whole logarithm to a power, you cannot bring that p down in front. That is just if the argument is raised to a power. Let's take a look at some other examples. The first ones we should be able to do without a calculator. Log base a of a to the 7 says, what power do you have to raise a to get a to the 7th? And the answer is 7. If I rewrote this natural log of e, that's the log base e of e, and what we're saying here is what power do I have to raise e to get e, and the answer there is 1. And this one's a little more difficult to understand. Let me try to explain this one here. The answer is 4. So I like to remember it's like that oddball number. If the base is 7 here and then the base of the logarithm is the same, then it's this number that doesn't match. But why is that the case? So if I were to rewrite this as 7 to the log base 7 of 4 equaling some value x, this is currently in exponential form. So if I convert it to log form, it would be log base 7 of x equals log base 7 of 4. And I think you can see that this x has to be 4. The last example here is a calculator exercise. We're given that the log base 10 of 2, because we don't have a base there, so log 2 is 0.3010, and log 3 is 0.4771. We want to be able to, without a calculator, find the log of 18. Well, what that means is I have to rewrite 18 using only 2's and 3's. So I'm going to think of 18 as log of 2 times 3 times 3. 2 times 3 is 6 times 3 is 18. So now I have log 2 plus log 3 plus log 3, and now I can plug these numbers in. So 0.3010, 0.4771, and 0.4771, hopefully without our calculator. 1.2552. Take a moment and see if you can expand log base 10 of 9 to the 2nd, or just log of 9 to the 2nd, and log 12 using 2's and 3's. There is more than one way to do it. Pause your video and see if you can do those two, and I will put the answers. As I said before, there is more than one way to do these, but as long as you got the answers 1.9084 and 1.0791, you should be good. That concludes this video on properties of logarithmic functions.